Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Cody Barbo on the line. He's founder and CEO over at Trust and Will. Cody, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
So I'm excited to get into our topic today, estate planning, specifically digital estate planning, how technology is changing and simplifying the process of estate planning. So all great stuff there. Before we go too far down that line, though, let's just get into what you're doing a little bit more at Trust and Will. Tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, so I've been an entrepreneur for almost a decade now, and this is actually my third company, so I've had some experience in doing this. But Trust and Will, in its most easy to understand form, is the TurboTax for setting up your trust or will online. So these documents are typically most familiar to people who have heard of a will through family or they saw it in a movie like the recent film Knives Out. It was based on this guy who's in it, who's not. But really, it's for the everyday family who has kids, owns a home, has assets, a way to capture these assets that in the event of your death, there's a way for these assets to pass from one family member to the next. And we like to make it easy, affordable, and approachable at the end of the day.
So first off, Cody, I mean, trust and estates, it's obviously an old established profession. How'd you get your domain name? How'd you come up with that name? It's so good.
You know, sometimes it's best to be obvious in what you do in the name of the company. And in 2.5 years ago, when we were kind of brainstorming some names for what we wanted to call this, it's too good to be true. The fact that trustandwill.com was available, we had to seize that opportunity and moved forward with naming the company Trust and Will, made all of our digital handles at Trust and Will. Just was very serendipitous. It was amazing.
Wow, I won't tell you what we paid for missionmatters.com, those sharks. Oh, my gosh. I wish it would have been available. They got us, though. They got us good. All right. So that being said, let's get into digital estate planning and how technology is changing things up. Where do you want to start with that one?
Yeah, so, the thing that I think is most appropriate, I'll go back to TurboTax, since it's a very common example of a company under Intuit, the parent company is Intuit, but TurboTax is a product that's been around for over a decade. Over 40 million Americans file their taxes online now through TurboTax, and while you can go to H&R Block, you can file your taxes on your own. Why not go with a solution that's easy, affordable, and has great high-touch customer support? So the same way that they took taxes, we are taking the approach to estate planning. Want people to be able to fill out all of their information online, take time to review the decisions that they're making, which includes who looks after your kids, who gets your house, who gets your investment accounts, you want to be buried, cremated, who can make medical decisions on your behalf, who can access your medical records. You can get through all of this on Trust and Will in anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And one of the things that we love about what we've built is that you can go through the entire experience for free. We don't charge until the very end. We have live chat support with real members from our team, real people that are standing by to help you with any questions that you may have. And I think that is the approach that it should be: easy, affordable, and intuitive, similar to how TurboTax has done it. We just do it for estate planning.
What are some of the right types of fits for clients for trustandwill.com? Like, what are your typical kind of like client profile, if you will?
Yeah, great question. So about half the population has done this. So about 150 million people that has either set up a will or a trust. And when you ask these people, well, why'd you set it up? Overwhelmingly, it's because they had children. So minor children gives you the ability to nominate legal guardians. So in the event that you go down in a plane or, coronavirus hits you, there's someone you and your spouse have decided to legally look after your children. So kids are the number one reason. There's 60 million parents with minor children in the U.S., and only 30% have a will or a trust. The second biggest reason that people will set up these documents is the purchase of a large asset. And for most Americans, the largest asset they'll ever own is the home that they live in. So homeowners is our second biggest demographic. And the third or tertiary to that would be 55 plus. You are either in a caregiver role, taking care of an aging parent, or in my case, my aging grandparents, or secondary to that, you are going in for a surgery, you have the death of your friends or the death of a spouse. So you start to think a little bit more about your health and the fourth season in life and how to best prepare for that inevitable what happens to you when you pass and how do your assets move from your family to the next.
What are some of the like time frames? What does it normally take to go through? Because I think a lot of times people get all caught up with this process and things are going to be really difficult. So they're listening to this right now and they're like, oh, that's a great idea. Maybe I should do that. But they may not take action. Like, so what does it take for somebody to get through the process typically?
Yeah, so most people that are going to an attorney are spending anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. That might take anywhere from a couple weeks to a couple months because you're coordinating time with you, your spouse, to go down to somebody's office, meet with them, ask all these questions, fill out the information. We tried to streamline this process, again, for the everyday family. Our will customers take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to finish, go from start to finish. Then they pay, and then they can execute their documents with signature and notary. And then our trust customers are taking anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So in the time that it takes you to finish a glass or two of wine on the couch at home, again, from the comfort of your own home, not in an attorney's office, you're still getting a fully legal set of estate planning documents that function just same. They're state specific, and you can come back and change any decisions you've made at any time with us. So it's just all about accessibility and timeliness. You can get through it fairly quickly and painlessly.
What are the some of the common documents that are used on the site?
Yeah, great question. So majority, again, of people are coming to us for our will package for a couple of reasons. They want to appoint who is to receive their assets in the event that they die, or for health reasons, who can make medical decisions on their behalf or access their medical records. It's very common, very typical for people to want to make these decisions. Our trust customers are a little bit different. Our trust customers skew a little more affluent. They definitely have a home, and they want to protect those assets from probate court. So a trust avoids probate. Think of moving all of your assets into a box, your home, your investment accounts, banking accounts, any other assets that you want. And the trust is also going to have the HIPAA authorization. It's going to have power of attorney, schedule of assets. So if you wanted to put provisions in that if your kids do get the house or they do get the money, that it happens at a certain age or a certain life milestone. So trust seemingly is more complex, but it's more about getting a little more specific and granular with the decisions you're making and the outcomes that they have after you pass.
That's awesome. And so if somebody's listening to this, Cody, and they want more information on trust and will or to connect, I mean, what's the best way for them to reach out?
The absolute best way is to go to trustandwill.com. There's a little chat bubble in the bottom corner. Click on that, and a member from our team, Meg, Patrick, maybe even myself, will respond to you in real time, which we're really proud of. And then more in particular for your listeners, go to trustandwill.com/moneymatterstoptips to get an exclusive discount on your estate plan. And
last question, Cody. Plans for 2020 for Trust and Will. What do you got? What do you got on the agenda?
Yeah, so the coolest project that we just launched just in the state of California. Our current products are live nationwide, so anywhere in the country you can go to trustandwill.com to get our estate plan. But in California to start, we actually just launched our attorney tier. So we do have more affluent customers that come to our funnel that want an attorney but don't want to do it offline. They want to leverage technology, so they can get a real attorney added to their experience. It's a premium product offering, but it's absolutely incredible. Really proud of that. The second big thing is we have our products for financial advisors. So we've had hundreds of financial advisors reach out to us since we started the company a little over 2 years ago, asking how can they introduce their clients to Trust and Will. We built a product specific for financial advisors to onboard their clients into our ecosystem, and those advisors are helping their clients get a complete estate plan. So those are two really exciting projects that we just recently launched. The pro or attorney tier will launch in more states as the year unfolds. And the advisor product we want to bring to these 300,000 financial advisors across this country over 2020 and beyond. So really proud of those two products.
Oh, man, that is so exciting. You guys are rocking and rolling over there. I love it. So I love what you're doing. I love the thought process, and you're protecting families. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Most of the people that get hurt the worst on these things, it's not the most affluent person, the one that gets all the attention, like your Prince or things like that when that happens, which obviously we never want to see that happen, but that gets all the media play. It's not them. It's the person who, gets caught up and in some type of accident or something happens and a parent is longer in the situation and the documents weren't in order, so now the kids and the money and everything's in play, and it's It's just bad scenarios. So what you've done is you've just streamlined it and made it much easier for people, for good families out there, just to go and get it done. Take an hour or two, whatever it takes. You said an hour. It takes a little bit longer, whatever, but just get it done. So love it. Big advocate of what you're doing, Cody. So thanks again for coming on the show today. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, then definitely give us a subscribe there, but leave us some comments on the video. Love to hear your thoughts and what's going on in your world. Let's keep the conversation going over in our YouTube community. And Cody, thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks again, Adam. It was my pleasure.